Ladies and gentlemen, I got my brother Guap with me for an emergency episode. A lot is happening over in London. But before we get into that, bro, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. The spirits are lifted with the news earlier today. So I'm doing good though.
So before we even get into Tottenham, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, you were recently at a Colombia versus France friendly right here in
I
the
was.
DMV. How was
I
the game? How was the experience?
Oh man, the experience was electric. That was actually my second time at FedEx Field, or what is now called Northwest Stadium or something like that. And it was a great game. The first game I actually went to was Colombia versus USA, and then Colombia battered them. So to see France, my World Cup pick for the to win the World Cup, to see them go in there with their B team and get a convincing 3-1 dub, it was a great game to watch. Due was electric. Thuram looked like a great striker, how he is, and Conte was like my biggest like key watch, just to see how the great N'Golo Conte was still playing at a high level, and he's like 35, 36 years old, and it looks like he could start if he wanted to.
Saudi
But
money is Saudi money, but he could have stayed in the Prem.
oh yeah, for sure he
He
could
could
stay
have
with
stayed in the
them.
Prem.
And he was up and down that field like just how he was like 5, 6 years ago, bro. He's still one of those guys. So I mean, yeah, France looking like they're looking like them guys. I got them winning, man. I got them winning. Gotcha.
So you obviously said that's your 2026 World Cup team pick. Um, how excited are you over Zidane taking over the reins post the World Cup? Do you wish he came in like a few months before? Are you actually even cool with Deschamps riding it out because it's been
Yeah,
working? What are your
honestly,
thoughts?
I don't think it matters to be honest, because I'm not really like keen on the shots, but I feel like he's done pretty well with the France squad. And then I mean, knowing his managerial experience with Madrid, he's they're both winners at the highest level. So I can't say I really like care, because honestly, I'm not saying that like I really support. I do support France, but it's not like like I support them
Yeah,
to
yeah, no, I
the
feel you. I feel you. But
fullest.
you
But I
have
mean,
you have your own home nation that's gonna
yeah, I
be
have my
like
own
I
ambition, but.
completely understand.
But Zidane, I mean, it's a like for like to me. It's a like for like. So
Fair,
he
fair,
might
fair.
have his style of play, and Deschamps has his, but still, it's France at the end of the day. So
I
I feel like he's gonna make it work for sure.
I think the most fascinating thing this World Cup will be is to watch Cherki play. I think Cherki is just out of this world. Like
I didn't
Desiree
even talk
Doué
about it.
is incredible,
Yeah,
but Cherki is out of this world,
nah,
man.
he is. I didn't even mention him. I was about to say, bro, he was running that midfield like it was no other, bro. And just to think of it, like he might not be starting. Like he might not be starting in the World Cup. I mean, he probably will have a run of games in the group stage, but.
I think it all depends on whether or not Dembele is going to play the 10 or he's going to play the wing. I think everything depends
Yeah.
on Dembele, really, if Cherki is going to start or
Honestly, I
not.
was gonna say Elise too, because Elise
Ah,
looked like he's playing the 10. I mean, in that first game against Brazil, he was playing the 10, and then I think the belly was on the right, and Ekitike was on the left, and then they had Mbappe at the striker, and
but what a
Elise,
stack squad. What a stack squad.
bro, stupid stack, bro. Elise was, bro. I love Elise, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he's like really, really, really good to me.
Bro,
So
so we have this thing on the show called Born With It, right? Certain players, like for example, Eden Hazard is the most
yeah,
ultimate born with it player, right? This guy, he could get fat. He still had all the technique. He could still, get the
yeah,
ball over the man. Mohamed Salah is a phenomenal player. We'll talk about him much later when we talk about him leaving Liverpool. Mohamed
right.
Salah has been trained and drilled. That's hard work and determination. That's not
Yeah,
really born with
it
it. You
wasn't
know what I
really
mean?
born with it. Yeah,
You
yeah,
feel me?
I understand.
Olise is born with it.
Born
That
with
whole
it.
French team is born with it. It's incredible, bro.
Sure, like Cherki is too, definitely for sure.
Oh,
You
oh my
you
God.
that's like that's talent that can't be taught. Like it's just
Dude, any name
with
you can even think of the past, like Giroud, right? Giroud is nice. Like I
you.
think Giroud is nice, bro.
He is,
Like
bro.
especially for the French national team, he would take it up another level.
Yeah, there's some players that just always excel when it comes into international
Yeah.
and against clubs. So yeah, Giroud was definitely one of those guys. But yeah, man, stack squad, bro, stack squad. And it was a pleasure to see Mbappe. He gave us like a good, I think, 10 to 15 minutes. It even looked like
And he wasn't even gonna play. I heard. Like I
I
heard
thought he
he
wasn't, but
wasn't
I
gonna
think
play.
I
Yeah.
think it was just for the fans. Like, yo, everybody,
Yeah.
if you're a France fan, like you came to see Mbappe. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a little bit of Dembele, but he didn't play. But you want to see Mbappe, so it was nice for him to have his little cameo. And he wasn't really playing to the fullest because he got a way more important game this next Tuesday. But
Yeah.
it was still nice to see, though.
Honestly, I missed out on the game. It sucks because it seemed like a electric game. But
Oh, yeah, for sure, for
if
sure.
if I hadn't seen Mbappe with my own two eyes in Madrid, last year, I
Yeah,
would definitely have been at this game. Like
that game, yeah,
Mbappe is
definitely.
like not to say he's a CR7 and Messi and Maradona, but he's the it guy of this
Yeah,
generation. Like
he's
you want to
definitely
make sure you can see him with your own two eyes. He's
for
that
sure.
electric.
I would say he's arguably the best player in the world. I
No,
mean, he's
that's my guy,
the most
100% on
dangerous
that.
for sure. So I would say he's the best player in the world, definitely.
All right, let's transition over to Tottenham. De Zerbi. Look, man, I'm gonna let you spit. I'm gonna let you talk your piece.
Mhm.
My opinion on it all is I think it's crazy to give that man a 5 year contract. I think that's the only takeaway I even have at this point. Like all other opinions aside, 5 years is nuts.
I think honestly, that's just like it's just for
It's the standard, right? Is
it's
that
the
the
standard
standard?
nowadays. Like
Yeah.
I guess these coaches want to have some type of security, even though it's not really secure. Like because bro, he could have the 5 year contract and still get booted the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
season.
He could get booted in 5 games.
Yeah, he can get put in 5 games.
Yeah,
Exactly. But with the Zerbi, I was pretty happy on him joining. I thought at the beginning of the season he was going to be the pick for us. Like, it was going to be a swap for swap with Ange. But unfortunately we ended up with Frank. But I really rate the Zerbi, and I used to watch him in his Brighton squad. His style of play is like kind of definitely similar to Ange, like very keen on the ball. They want the ball. He wants the ball like at all times. Tries to, break passes. I mean, break the lines with some key passes and try to like bait the press. So it's kind of similar to Ange for sure. And that's what I feel like that's what we need. Like we need to play front. We need to play on the front. So I think it's a good pick for us. I feel bad for Igor because like his position was a caretaker position. It wasn't like he was supposed to. It was just for him to just kind of keep us up. And I think he wasn't a good match for the Prem.
yeah.
And I also read reports that I think his father passed away, I think probably like a week or two before. I mean,
Yeah,
truthfully.
that's just that makes it so much more
It,
messier, bro.
yeah,
Like,
it's so much more messy, bro.
yeah,
And it wasn't like he got fired. It was a mutual agreement. Like we weren't doing so well, and plus, his father died. So it was like I can't, I can't slight him at the least because it's very hard for you to come in a position like what we are in and try to, take us out. And none of the players have confidence, and it was just terrible. So hats off to him for at least even trying. And I hope he gets, I hope he finds peace in what just happened. So yeah.
so for me, one of the biggest criticisms I saw of De Zerbi, on the pitch stuff, was people said he's never been in a relegation battle, won a proper trophy, or gotten a team promoted. He's a mid-table manager, right? That's the biggest criticism. Look, and
Facts.
I just want to put it out there.
Facts.
My opinion on it is true to all of those things. But
Mhm.
Tottenham needs to be a mid-table team right now,
As
right?
of
Like
right now,
just for right now, right? Maybe for the until the end of the season, they need
sure.
to get as many points as they can. So in a way, it's a good fit. This guy,
It's a
he
good
knows the
fit for
middle of
sure.
the table.
Mhm.
He's gonna get him there.
Yes. Like I said, he has that identity of playing, attacking football, and he knows what he wants. And I believe in our players that we have the technical ability to do so. So he's gonna pick out his players that he likes, and then he's gonna, have that 11 strong, and hopefully he gets us going. And I feel like by the time I think it's April, I know we're starting to get some players back, so that's what we need. I think a key point to that would be Kudus coming back. We really need that guy in the wing, and he loves his wingers, so he's gonna feed both left and right. So they just need to they just need to be prepared for that. So definitely,
Overall, I think De Zerbi is a tactician, right? As much of
yeah, for
a
sure.
terrorist as he can be, right? Like I think part of it is tactics, right? You know when to play haram ball because you know when to shut it down. And
Exactly,
De
exactly,
Zerbi is an expert, is a specialist in shutting shit down.
for
So
sure.
if you're leaking goals, I think he's a good manager to have.
Definitely, definitely. And he can play on the offense,
Oh
definitely.
man, the offense. Look, you guys have all the talent in the world. You just need to put the pieces together. All right, so Sunderland, Brighton,
Yeah.
Wolves. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a
Vi-
video.
Villa, Leeds.
And yeah, Chelsea and then Everton.
Okay,
Yeah.
bet. All right, so let's run through it. How you feeling about Sunderland? Like last time we spoke, I said they're not untouchable. You could definitely get a hit on them, especially because they've come down since the beginning of the season. New manager bounce.
Yeah, I think we could get a dub, honestly. Sunderland have been looking pretty beatable in most recent times. So it's away from home. I don't know why we've been playing better away from home. It's weird, but I guess we get results away. So I think that's a winnable game. Hopefully we win. I'm not gonna say we do. I at least just can we get a point? Can we get a point and then hopefully we rely on the teams behind us to lose. So
Hmm.
that's what we
Hmm.
got to do.
Hmm.
I think like I said, our most winnable game would be Wolves against us away from home again. And also maybe Brian, for a Deserby
Yeah,
return,
yeah,
he'd
yeah.
love to, get those 3 points against your old club. So I think
I'm even starting to think Villa. I mean, terrorist versus terrorist. Listen, anything can happen.
Villa has our number though. They've been having our number for a long time. So, but like you're right, anything can happen. And also I think Leeds and Everton are two key games that we can
You
win.
got to win those.
Yeah, and they're both at home, so yeah, we got to definitely
If you had 15 seconds with Deserbi, what are you gonna tell him?
save us, keep us up, bro. That's all I've been saying. I've been seeing in the comments. Keep us up, man. Just keep us up.
Man, championship teams are gonna have a blast in that stadium, bro. Like they're gonna be like taking pictures in that. It's nice,
Bro, we,
man.
we're gonna rent a low tier stadium just and keep that stadium, bro. For sure, bro.